International Yoga Day. I welcome one and all to have some of my ideas on the auspicious occasion of the International Yoga Day. We are celebrating the International Yoga Day from 2015 onwards. In between, for the past 2 years, we have to celebrate the Yoga Day only in the conditions of the pandemic situation of COVID-19. We are living in 21st century. The situation which we are facing is very much tragic, disturbing, worrying, and promoting dissatisfaction throughout all the segments of society against the policies of the government, not only in India, but in the other countries also. Such a situation demands to understand why this is happening. Can yoga be not a solution for all these things? These are some of the questions which we have to face and understand. Most of the people who are practicing yoga, who are claiming that they are practicing yoga as a passion, they are practicing yoga for the proper slimness of the body. They are all, including the yoga teachers, instructors, and some of the yoga practitioners, have to readjust themselves and think over against the very concept of yoga. What we have studied in the yogic texts, that the synthesis of the functions of bioconsciousness is yoga as told by Patanjali, or equanimity is yoga as told by Bhagavad Gita, or the skill in the action is yoga as told in Bhagavad Gita. They are all simply textual examples of a definition. Now we have to take into consideration how far we are trying to inculcate a yogic culture. As it is observed by most of the people, they are not yet up to the mark to make yoga as a substitute way of living. The food habits, the behavioral array, the behavioral dimensions, the thought process, the concept of meditation and concentration, they have not yet taken a symmetric form. And that is why the man in 21st century is not in a position to adjust himself to the theoretical and practical aspects of yoga. As a result, there is a coercion of energy, there is a coercion of thought, and it is leading to a tumult of reactions, reflex actions, and chain reactions, which is disturbing what we call the health. The public health is totally disturbed. Here, we have to understand that yoga is not meant for health at all. That is one way of reasoning. The classical books like yoga texts, Bhagavata, Bhagavad Gita, And some of the classics like Raghuvamsha, they are clearly saying that yoga is a method that is to be adopted before the departure of the body, leaving the body. It is to be taken by the time of the death. And then question immediately gives an idea why to practice throughout the years when it is to be adopted before the death. Why we have to practice yoga throughout the year? To have an assimilation, to have a concentration, to have an integration. These three put together, assimilation, concentration, and integration, is leading to what is called as energy tuning. So, yoga can be understood as energy tuning. The energy of the earth, the energy created through the food, the energy maintained through the air, the energy contained through the thoughts, and the energy spreading through the consciousness. It must be tuned properly. Such a proper tuned energy always bestows the man a proficiency, efficiency, and sufficiency. This harmony of energy, or tuning of energy, or ascension of energy, are understood differently by different people. It is because the man is qualified by three qualities: sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. The sattvic qualities dominate such people who are having a quest for the truth. The rajasic qualities dominate in such people who are having an involvement in action. These tamasic qualities dominate in the people who are lazy, dormant, and sleepy. All these three qualities are also the qualities of an atom. Magnetism. It is electron, proton, and neutron. The sattvic qualities is like proton. The rajasic qualities are like neutron, and the tamasic qualities like electron. This particular process is to be understood scientifically, systematically, and it must be decoded into a cosmic language. Man is known more for his biological language with an improper social and natural adjustment. He has a biological language, a psychic language, and a cosmic language. In these three terms, he must be pure. He must be synchronizing, and he must be intuitive, innovative, and at the same time integrating. Without that intuition, innovation, and integration, the cosmic tuning or energy tuning will be incomplete. Once a person is properly tuned, then he can have the heights of his energy of his own choice. He can be with the visible, he can be with the body, he can be with the thoughts, he can be with the consciousness. These four stages of assimilation will be resulting in proper tuning of the mind and body. When a person who is practicing yoga to the optimum satisfaction can understand the way of life, he can identify the problem what he is confronting, he can give a proper response, he can assimilate the challenge and response, and he can have a proper reaction within the body. All these things are essential to have an a priori approach to the functioning of yoga. The cosmic tuning or the energy tuning made as an energy essential in practice makes a person reduced of his desires. He can assimilate his energy of the food and air, and he can struck with these thoughts and concentrate on the consciousness. This process is very, very important, and we have to question how many people are aware of these particular things. How many people are cognizant of these particular things? And how many people are practicing these things? 99% of the people who are practicing yoga, particularly in the middle class and upper middle class, they are all only doing for some exercise or some gymnastics or some fitness identities. The famous people who are practicing yoga like Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev, they have clearly told that yoga is not yoga. It is not an exercise. It is more than that. And even scholars like yogis like Satyananda Saraswati of Bihar School of Yoga, they have told that the world has lost the very aim of yoga some 60 years ago. In such a situation, we have to reassert ourselves, rearrange ourselves, reconstitute ourselves with the prudence of yoga and the wisdom of yoga and the function of yoga. When the prudence, wisdom and function of yoga are integrated, assimilated, then there will be a proper cosmic tuning. Let us all work for the cosmic tuning, resulting in energy ascension and a universal integration, resulting in the equanimity, love, and finally realization.